You know what the problem is with men these days? They expect a formal invitation to kiss a woman as if she's going to pull out a card that says, "Now, go ahead." No, bro, life isn't a romantic comedy with music in the background and perfect weather. It's more like a series of awkward moments where the doer wins. If you've ever been an inch away from her lips and done nothing, this video will hurt, but it'll help. Because sometimes she bites her lip and then walks away. Why does she stare at you but change the subject just when things get tense? What happens when she falls silent after laughing with you? These signs aren't random, and if you don't know how to read them, you're going to keep ignoring them like someone who doesn't understand the ending of a Nolan movie. Epictetus said, "It's not the things that affect us, but the opinion we have of them." And guess what? If your opinion of her gestures is that I'm imagining it, then you're going to stare again. Today I'm going to reveal 3 gestures that women make when they want to be kissed. Stay until the end. Before we start, if this video is valuable to you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Remember, he who hesitates loses. Let's get started. Common mistake men make. The most common mistake men make when they're in front of a woman who clearly wants to be kissed is to act as if they need to sign a notarized permission form, as if they have to fill out a form, wait 24 hours and then see if she approves with a yes maybe or come back tomorrow. And of course, in the meantime, she's already moved on to someone else, someone who just jumped at the chance without asking for permission. Here's the problem. Do you think that if you're not 100% sure, it's better to do nothing? And that belief is ruining your love life, because you'll never be completely sure. Do you know what's the most ironic thing? She's not either. But you're waiting for a divine sign, as if Cupid were going to appear with a flare and yell at you, "Look at that idiot." Spoiler alert, it's not going to happen. We live in an era where we've been sold the idea that any initiative can be misinterpreted. And yes, respect is essential, but respect is not paralysis. There's a huge difference between reading the environment and freezing. Most men don't fail because they're wrong, they fail because they do nothing. And that nothing is what she really remembers, what sticks in her mind, what defines your image forever. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The right action at the right time comes from clear understanding." But of course, if your mind is busy repeating "and if I screw up, then you never do anything." It's like having the ball in front of an empty goal and deciding to wait for the referee to come over to give you a certificate that you can kick. Bro, you already lost, and that's what's hardest to accept. It wasn't for lack of opportunity, it was for lack of balls, character, determination. The most absurd thing is that many times she already made it easy for you. She came closer than usual, looked down, and adjusted her hair over and over again, and you look like you think she wants my wife fee. No, she wants you to kiss her, but she doesn't because it's not her turn. Because if a woman has to make the first move in everything, then you're not a partner, you're just background decoration, a plant, but without photosynthesis or shade. Don't confuse caution with cowardice. Caution is observing. Cowardice is seeing everything clearly and still not acting. The worst thing is that you then justify yourself with phrases like, "I'm respectful," when what you really are is indecisive, and indecision is as unattractive as a wet shoe on a rainy Monday. Do you want to stop making this mistake? Learn to read nonverbal language. Trust your intuition and, above all, understand that kissing her isn't just for you, it's for her too. You're taking away that moment. So stop waiting for the emotional approval certificate. Observe, respect, and act, because if you don't do it, someone else will. The first gesture is so obvious that it hurts. The prolonged, charged eye contact, with a pause included. But of course, there you are thinking that she's only looking at you because she liked your new haircut. It's not because of the hairstyle, it's because she's waiting for you to realize the obvious. But no, you look down, take out your phone, open WhatsApp, and you've lost the moment without even understanding it. When a woman holds your gaze longer than would be socially comfortable, that's not a coincidence. It's an invitation. Implicit, but if you don't understand it, she interprets it as disinterest or worse, insecurity. And that's where the silent decline of what could have been a great moment begins, one of those that never come back and that you'll later remember with the classic, "I should have done something." You'll remember it with rage, with yourself. The female gaze has levels. There's the cordial look, the polite one, the one they give you in an elevator. Then there's the attentive look, like when you're telling her something interesting, and then comes this one, the one that lengthens, holds, fixes itself as if looking for something beyond your pupils. That's the one that's screaming at you, "Do something." But you're so focused on appearing relaxed that you end up seeming disinterested. Congratulations, you self-sabotaged yourself without help, without enemies. All by yourself. Stubbornness, it's not because things are difficult that we don't dare, it's because we don't dare, that they are difficult. And here it applies perfectly. The problem is not that you don't understand the signal, it's that you're terrified of acting on it. It's that you prefer to ignore it so as not to have to take responsibility for what might happen next. It's more comfortable to look the other way and then play the victim of your own passivity. Cowardice disguised as caution. It sounds nice, but it's useless. Now you're probably wondering, how do I tell a normal look from one with intent? Easy. A charged look has something else. A kind of electric silence in the environment is when the two of you fall silent and for an instant it seems like everything else disappears. There are no words, but there is weight. If at that moment you don't move forward, she understands that you're emotionally asleep and disconnect. And with it, you'll also remember the opportunity. The next time a woman looks at you like that, don't look down. Hold it, return it. Don't make a psychopath face, don't exaggerate. Just be present, a microscopic look, a pause, and if the moment allows, get closer. You don't need a speech, you just need to be there in that moment where things are decided without words. Are you scared? Do it with fear. That's called courage. And when courage is real, it captivates, and when it's lacking, it disappoints. And if you're wrong, congratulations, at least you experienced something. But if you're right, that memory sticks in her mind. Because it wasn't what you said, it was how you looked at her, how you held that tension without breaking it. That's something she never forgets, ever. The second gesture is almost magical, but many men ignore it as if it were a glitch in the system. Physical proximity beyond what's necessary, accompanied by subtle touches that apparently mean nothing. She touches your arm when she laughs. She leans in close to whisper in your ear, even though there's no sound. She brushes her leg against yours and doesn't even flinch. And there you are, thinking that she's just miscalibrated from the factory. No, champ, that's intentional. When a woman feels comfortable with you and wants to take the next step, she starts to erase the distance. Her body literally becomes a message. But of course, if you don't know how to read that language, you'll think it's a coincidence. And here among us, in the feminine universe, nothing is as casual as it seems. If she's close, it's for a reason. If she stays close, it's for much more. The big problem is that many men believe that if she doesn't say anything with words, then nothing is happening. And no, the body speaks volumes. Female body language is a silent poem, but you have to know how to read it. And if you keep acting like you're in airplane mode, you won't catch a single syllable. Epictetus said, "Nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as we speak, for she also gave us eyes and sensitivity to notice what's not being said." If she touches you, even briefly, and lingers near you when she doesn't need to, it's not because she's run out of space in the world, it's because she feels good with you. She's telling you, without saying it, "I feel safe, I'm attracted to you, I'm comfortable here. Are you going to do something or keep looking at memes?" Now, be careful, these gestures aren't just physical. There's an emotional intention behind them. Touch creates connection. If she touches your arm, it's not to check your muscles, it's to create closeness. If she laughs and rests her hand on your chest, she's marking her territory without you knowing it. And if she sits close to you, when there's free space all around, it's not because she's lacking direction, it's a choice. When a woman closes the physical distance between you and touches you naturally, don't pretend not to notice. Don't overdo it, but don't ignore her either. Return that energy. Move a little closer. Respond with a look, with a soft gesture. Validate that moment without making a show of it. Naturalness is key. Are you afraid of misunderstanding? Of course, but if she walks away after a gesture from you, you'll know you made a mistake. The important thing is to be present, attentive, and not be one of those who needs a PowerPoint with instructions. Men who learn to read nonverbal language don't need to guess. They know and act calmly, respectfully, but also with intention, because if she came closer, if she touched you, if she lingered there, then there's only one valid question. Are you going to move forward or are you going to go home wondering what would have happened? The third gesture is as powerful as it is silent. The lips, yes, her mouth, that emotional radar that doesn't lie. There are women who can hide an emotion with words, but not with what they do with their mouth when they look at you. If she bites her lip, moistens her lips with her tongue, or touches them for no apparent reason while listening to you. Pay attention, you're in the hot zone, not the geographical one, the emotional one, although who knows, maybe both. And what do you do when that happens? Nothing, because of course, you think it's something casual, her lip probably itches or she's nervous about something else. No, bro, if she licks her lips while she's listening to you, it's an unconscious gesture that has everything to do with you. The body speaks before the mouth, literally. The lower lip, when pressed, bitten or touched gently, is an ancestral sign of attraction. It's a subtle way of channeling internal tension, and yes, it is sexual tension, even if you're there wondering if you ordered the right coffee. The problem is that you ignore it, and by ignoring it you also close the door to what comes next, because there's nothing more frustrating for a woman than giving clear signals and you not seeing them. Marcus Aurelius said, "Your mind becomes what you repeat, and if you repeat the habit of ignoring the obvious, you're going to become an expert at sabotaging key moments." Not because you're bad, distracted, afraid, or because of that modern obsession with being overly cautious. Brother, you're not in a library. You're in front of a woman who is clearly telling you without words that she wants you to kiss her, and you're hesitating as if life were reversible. Now, not all lip gestures are the same. If she's fidgeting, touching her face a lot, but at the same time maintaining eye contact. There's something there. If her mouth relaxes while listening to you and her breathing slows down, that counts too. The body doesn't lie. The body always knows. When you notice that her lips become the protagonists, that they become wetter than usual, that she bites her lower lip for no reason or that she touches it while looking at you, don't pretend you didn't see it. Don't announce it. Don't make a comment, just observe, breathe, and save that information. It's your signal, it's your moment. And if you feel that the atmosphere is already charged, take the step calmly, not abruptly, not desperately, with intention, because if she does that with her mouth, it's not by chance. It's her way of telling you, if you don't do something, I'm going to have to forget you for lack of initiative. And if you misinterpret it, well, that's called being human. But if you ignore it, that's called being lukewarm. And no one remembers the lukewarm one. They remember the one who knew how to read the moment, acted with respect and earned a place in her memory. Right there, in that first kiss that actually happened. How do you respond without coming across as an idiot? The moment has arrived. You recognize the signs. She looks at you as if you could read her mind. She comes closer, touches your arm, your chest, your soul, bites her lip, it's all there. And you, frozen. 90% of men in that moment go into statue mode. A mix of insecurity, overanalysis and fear of failure. But I have news for you, the moment is not wait. If you don't take it, it goes away like her. The key is to respond, not to react. A fool reacts, he launches himself as if it were an Olympic competition. A wise person responds, he takes half a second to read the atmosphere, no more, half a second, because if he hesitates any longer, it's over. First, eliminate the need for perfection. There is no such thing as a perfect kiss, there is a well-timed kiss and that is worth more. Don't mentally rehearse a movie scene. This is not Hollywood, it's your life. And the best kisses don't come with an epic soundtrack. They come with intention and that's it. Second, attitude is everything. Don't approach as if you're asking permission, nor as if you're marrying. Do it with respect, with presence, with a barely visible smile, the one that says, I know what I'm doing, even if I'm sweating inside. That's the magic mix, confidence plus vulnerability. She'll notice. Third, if you're not sure, don't ask, can I kiss you? That phrase kills all the mystery. No need for a survey. Just move in slowly and let her decide that last inch. If she doesn't want to, you'll notice. If she does, you'll notice too. And trust me, if you've made it this far, she already knows. Just wait for you to know too. And if at the last second you realize it's not the time, don't panic. Smile, take it with humor. Confidence isn't just about kissing, it's also about knowing when not to and not dying of embarrassment. Acting awkwardly is not acting. Acting gracefully is reading the moment, approaching calmly, and letting whatever happens, happen. No more analyzing, no more fear, no more ifs. The only real mistake is not having tried, because if you don't, she'll not only notice, she'll remember it, and not exactly fondly. Bottom line, the frustrating thing about not kissing her when you could isn't the missed opportunity. It's knowing days later that she was also waiting for it and that you, out of fear, doubt, or excessive respect or misunderstanding, didn't do it. That's the real, should have, that weighs heavily. Remember these three gestures, her steady gaze, her physical closeness, and what she does with her lips. They're clear signs. They don't need translation, just presence, just attention. Just a little bit of courage. A kiss isn't a physical act, it's a silent declaration of connection. And when that connection is there, ignoring it is almost an emotional crime. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever missed the perfect moment? Did you realize it later? Tell me in the comments. You're not alone. We've all been there. And if this video made you think, made you laugh, or helped you understand something you didn't know about before, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join me in future videos. We're not here to pretend to be perfect. We're here to stop being blind to the obvious. I recommend you watch the video as well. Mistakes that ruin your first date without you realizing it. It will literally open your eyes. See you in the next video. Hopefully a little more awake.